Hello guys, and welcome to another commentary. Okay, that first starting sentence is kind of repetitive, but whatever. I've recently bought Starcraft II. It was kind of expensive, really. It was 55 euros, and for a game which multiplayer I'm probably not going to use a lot, that for me is kind of expensive. But I still decided to pick it up because there was the big fuzz about it, you know? People were like, well, we waited 10 years for this and we're really looking forward to it, it's gonna be an awesome game, stuff like that. So I was kind of curious, you know? I was eager to see what those 10 years of game making were going to produce, because StarCraft 1 is still a very popular game. And I blew in the microphone again. Anyway, it's still a very popular game, and it's still being played a lot, even though it was released back in 1998. So, personally, I haven't played StarCraft 1, which you can't really blame me for, because it was released when I was like 8 years old, so it's not that strange. But I've been finding the game enjoyable, really. It's not my favorite strategy game or anything. That's probably Supreme Commander 1, not 2 because that sucked, but Supreme Commander 1, because it was basically on a massive scale with masses of units and a lot of different buildings to build and units to build, a lot of different ways to fight on very big maps, and on top of that, it had amazing graphics. StarCraft 2 does have pretty good graphics, to be honest, but the game itself feels very, yeah, how should I say it? Childish, perhaps. I don't know if that's the best word, but to me it feels a bit childish, because it just doesn't give that sense of reality, you know? Okay, sure, it's not very real that, I mean, there's flying monsters or anything, and sure, I understand that, but there's a sense of reality these games can give you, and that is something that Supreme Commander, for example, did do for me, but StarCraft 2 does not by a long shot, really. So I chose this map to show you guys what the game is like, because it's a very easy map. It is basically like playing a map with several islands, and the only way to reach the other team is by boat or by aircraft. And in this case, since there's no boats in space, there's only aircraft and only spaceships to reach my base. This allows me to slowly build up my base and kind of show you guys the basics of this game and how you can really, you know, get a base running. Even though I'm not doing like extremely well at the moment, because I'm gonna get my ass kicked at some point. But I do recover and eventually win the match, but you're not gonna be around to see that, because the commentary will be about 30 minutes long, and I wouldn't want to do that to you. You'll probably die after about 10 minutes or something. So basically the game has 3 factions in it. The Terrans, which I'm playing right now, which are basically humans. Then there are the Zerg, which are a bit like monsters. They have organic buildings, organic weapons and stuff like that. And there's the Protoss. And the Protoss, they are like the Borg from Star Trek, if you ever watched that. They're like machine and organic together. They're really a bit of a strange race, and since I don't know their background from StarCraft 1, I'm not gonna be able to explain this to you, but they have some kind of strange godlike aura around them, and I don't really know how to explain it, but I guess you just play StarCraft 2 and see for yourself, or pick up StarCraft 1, which is probably gonna be very hard and probably a very ugly game, because yeah, it was released 10 years ago, so whatever. This right now is a skirmish game versus the computer. It's a 4-player map, and to be honest, there's also like 8-player maps, and you can also do, like, if you can customize your game if how you want to, because you can choose, like for example, you can have 2 players on 4 teams in a map of 8, or you can choose, like, well, I want everyone for themselves, so I make 8 teams with 1 player each, and this usually leads to, like, massive war or anything or something, but it can be a lot of fun. The game, graphically wise, as I told you, it's good looking, but above all, it runs very light. At least on my system it does. I've got an average about 90 to 120 FPS, which is, like, really high. But this is playing in resolution of 1280 x 720. This is purely for recording purposes in 720p. Usually I play in 1920 x 1200, which is the optimal resolution for my screen, and that provides a very detailed view of the buildings and units, whilst the 720p playing in this case does not for me. It's all very blurry and unfinished in that way. So it was kind of hard playing for me like this, but I'm pretty sure that it looks pretty sharp on YouTube, so 20p quality. Anyway, getting back to the game. The basis of the game is really to gather 2 resources, which is the special gas you can see coming from the green geysers, whatever you want to call them, geysers, and by collecting minerals, which are the blue big rock thingies. They are the basis of your base, and that's kind of the base of your base, the basis of your army and base. And without them, you'll be pretty much nowhere, because you can't build anything. As for the texture in this game, it's very small. If you have, as I said, Supreme Commander, the textures are very long and difficult, and they take lots of time to actually accomplish, everything in the tech tree. And for Starcraft II, that just doesn't go. This is also a very big minus point for me, because it just doesn't feel like a game you've worked on for 10 years. It feels more like a game you've worked on for like 2, 3, tops 4 years, but you haven't tried to actually put all your energy in there and produce a very good game. Sure, it's a very solid game, very good, and as far as I've heard, I've not played it yet, but as far as I've heard, the multiplayer is also extremely good. So it's probably worth the €55, to be honest. But personally, as a graphics whore and a person who likes the sophisticated types of games on large scales, Starcraft II is not my favorite RTS out there, really. And you can't really blame me for that. I mean, everyone has their tastes, and Starcraft II, although I find it very enjoyable and very addicting to say the least, it is not my favorite game. But as far as the game itself goes, the story, the single player is very solid. The multiplayer is very solid, even though I haven't played it yet. But I've seen a lot of reviews, and I've heard a lot of good things about it. That's why I decided to pick it up in the first place. And yeah, it is a good game. There's not really much more to say about it, really. It is a good game, and I can't deny that. So I hope you enjoyed this little gameplay commentary, and if you want to, I can make a bit more strategic commentary for the next one, in which you can see some more battles and stuff too. Yeah, that was about it. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to, go pick up Starcraft II. It is a very good game, and I'll see you guys next time. See you later.